4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
A little bit.
You gotta be nervous. It's all good.
I sound funny.
No, you don't.
I sound really funny. This is what I sound like?
Yeah.
Wow, no wonder people like me.
That's great. Good morning, everybody. This is Positivity Toolbox with your lady, Diana, life coach, realtor. You know, I do all the things. I have a very special guest with me here today. One of my really good friends. I love her so much. She's my bestie. And this is Cory Darby.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Cory Darby. I am a LCDCI licensed chemical dependency counselor. I have been friends with Diana
Talking to the mic, ma'am.
My bad.
Okay.
I'm not used to this, y'all.
It's okay.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I'm nervous too.
No, don't be nervous. We just sitting here having a conversation, just you and me.
Okay. All right.
Just other people get to listen. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
No worries.
Love you.
Love you.
What else? I am a single mother. I am 29 years old. I have been friends with Diana. How long have we been friends?
At least a couple of years, 3 years, couple of years.
2019?
Yeah, it was 2019.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a few years. Yeah.
few years.
Feels a lot longer than that.
It does, doesn't it? Isn't that crazy? But
Yeah.
that's how a connection works, right?
Right.
When you have a connection with somebody, it feels like you've known the person forever.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So it's pretty nice. I like it.
It is. It definitely is.
And I connect, like me, I don't meet a stranger.
No. Oh my God. That's one thing about this woman. If anybody knows her in real life, she is a social butterfly.
Yes.
If you take her places, she will always get you a friend or 6 or 12.
I know. How many did I make when you got here? I helped you get some friends.
Oh, yeah.
You got some friends on your own too.
I have a lot of friends from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of friends. That's
I
for
love
sure.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. And they're good
I love it too.
people.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. That's always keep good people around you.
Yes, agreed.
You are the company you keep.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I agree. And so, all right. So we met. Let's tell them a little bit about how we met. Because I mean, what we're talking about today, just so you guys those that are listening, we are talking today about the importance of friendship, you
Mhm.
know, and building that connection and being curious and getting to know other people, right? Because that's how it starts.
Yeah.
So how did we meet, Cory?
Oh Lord. Okay, so we both have a love for reptiles.
Yes.
Yeah. So I went to purchase my first snake at the
It was
reptile show in
the Lone Star, wasn't it? The Lone Star Expo.
Lone Star Expo
Mhm.
in Arlington, Texas. And
I think we missed it this year.
we did.
Dang
We
it.
did. We
Okay.
did. But you know what's funny is that you know how we went to eat at the restaurant after?
Yeah.
I went there and there were people there like from the expo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was like the same timeline type thing.
Oh, that's cool.
It was cool. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel. So we were walking. I took my son to get our first snake and we were walking, and Diana, being Diana, was like, she kept seeing my son. She was like, he's so cute. Hello. And I was just like, oh, she's so friendly. I'm not from Texas. I'm from Michigan. So like sometimes like the real friendly Texas comes on real strong to me, and she's like, he's so cute. And that was that. I bought my snake. On my way home, we stopped in the town where we live now, Burleson.
Yeah.
We stopped at Petco to
Yeah, we
get some
stopped at Petco.
food for the snake, and we saw Diana and she was like, "Oh my God, you guys got a snake!" Because we had it like in our hands, and then we just sat at the counter and talked for like 30 minutes.
I think so. Yeah. That 30 minutes.
Sat there for like 30 minutes and talked. I ended up getting her card because she's a realtor.
Yes.
I'm sure as you all know. And I was looking to move up to the area. I used to stay in Whitney, Texas. So when I went to move into the area, I contacted her and she helped me find a rent house.
Yes.
Mhm.
I did.
Yeah.
And that was the start of our friendship. Then we just kept communicating.
Yeah.
And then hung out.
Yeah. Well, the first time you went to show me houses, it was
Yeah.
just like me and my best friend.
Right.
Like,
It
"Hey,
was.
let's go
Yes.
look at houses."
Yes. And then we really got to know each other. We got to, we really I'm open, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and you are as well.
Mhm.
So we were very open and we felt comfortable talking and communicating with each other. So
Yeah.
I think that was awesome. And I think that's one of the important things about, building a friendship with somebody too, is being able to have that openness and that communication and be trusting.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And that connection and sharing interests and things like that. We also share a lot of things like in our past. I
Mhm.
think that's really what kind of glued us together. We might be trauma bonded a little bit.
I think so. And that's, I want to say something about that too, because honestly, like your story, and this is what's so important too, your story can be and help impact somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Because I know that's what happened with us. We ended up being a great impact on each other.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
In different ways,
Mhm.
right? So, I know you were going through some things, and I had just gone through some of the things that you were going through. It was different. There was some differences, of course, in the storyline, but because of that brought us even closer together.
Yeah.
And we were able to help each other out through that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I feel that was a big deal.
Yeah. It's always good to have a friend who can give you good advice, and also to have friends who can just sit there and just be like, "Okay, yeah, you're going through this, but I'm just going to sit right here next to you while you go through it. I might not know what you're going through. I've never been through it myself, but I'm going to sit right here." That's really what makes a good friend.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Because, of course there was the differences. So there was some things that I couldn't relate to your story, right?
Mhm.
And some things that you couldn't relate to my story, but that's what you're talking about. We still were able to sit there and just be there for each other,
Yeah.
and just listen, be an ear or a comfort however we could. So, and I hope that I was that for you. I
Most
really do.
definitely,
Because I know
yeah.
when we first met, you went through some hard times.
Oh, yeah.
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 It was a little rough. You don't have to talk
I
about it if
did.
you don't
I
want
know.
to.
I was like, I don't know how much I want to get into it
Yeah,
right
that's
now,
fine. That's
'cause
fine.
we only got so much time.
Yeah, true. I mean, you can always come back if you feel
Oh, most
wanting to
definitely.
do that. You can absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be something I have to prepare for
Yeah,
sure.
I understand.
But I'm more than welcome. I'm more than willing to do it.
Okay, cool. Because and that's the thing. Like what I was saying, our stories can impact somebody, even if we're not. So anybody that's listening, sometimes what we're talking about can even relate to what they're going through as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about having a positive relationship versus a toxic relationship in a friendship. What do you feel? What do you feel that relate? Like, how does that relate to you? And how do you feel that you've gotten rid of or gotten out of those toxic relationships?
So toxic relationships, I actually, you told me this. You said, if it, what does it say? If it
complicates,
yes, if it complicates your life, leave it alone. If it complements it, then keep it.
yes.
I still have to tell myself that like 26 times a day.
you know what? I'm glad
But
that
I
you're
do.
saying-
I
yeah,
do. That's a good.
yeah.
It's a good tool, like that constant mental reminder.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going through things like everything is a choice, right? So like you get to choose the people who you want to be around. You get to choose what time you get to be around them. Like generally speaking, nobody's holding you to a chair, making you be their friend, right?
Absolutely not.
So my thing is that like if I feel like I'm really big on energy, right? We're energy, like our
Yes.
people, we're energy. When you walk in the room and somebody's having a bad day, you feel that's energy. So like if you're around, the way I deal with it is that like people go through things and life is hard, and life throws a lot of bad things at you and tough things, and also gives you like really high highs and low lows. But if somebody is kind of like, I call them energy vampires, like if somebody, like if you're around them and they always have something going on and they're just draining you, and they're not really feeding into you like you're feeding into them in any way, shape, or form, then my cutoff game is strong.
Yeah, it is. That's something that I learned from you.
Yeah,
honestly.
Like, I don't have time for that. I'm only 29, but I feel I tell people somebody lied. I'm 56. I gotta be, because
Yeah.
I just don't have time for like toxic things like that.
Right.
At all. Like I'm all for like positive friendships. I want people to pour into me like I pour into them. If I'm there for you, I want you to be there for me. I know that we're human. That's not going to be every single time. Like also giving grace. Like that's one of the things that I tell my clients a lot. Like give people grace, because when you're going through frustrating situations, it's so hard to not just like throw in the towel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And say forget that person. And I'm an empath, so for me it's super easy for me to be like, well, they probably act this way because when they were 5 this happened, or
Yeah.
you know, like last year they went through this, so like that's why they're being this way. But like you can only give so many chances, but like grace
Right.
is definitely something that you should give people.
Oh, absolutely.
You've given me a lot of grace.
Yes.
Because vice versa, girl.
Right,
'Cause
versa.
I'm the friend who, when I'm going through stuff, I like to take time to myself.
Mhm.
Like I will cut myself off from everybody. Like if people hit me up, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. They're like, you mind do something? No, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, and there's been times like when was that? Like it was like a year, like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That we had went out to dinner.
Oh yeah.
Remember when we took the kids downtown Burleson and played in the park?
Yes. Yeah.
And we haven't seen each other for months.
Right.
And we were both sitting there, we're like, it feels like we haven't even feel like I've seen you last week.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
yeah. And then everybody always gives me a hard time because they're like, why do you always disappear? But sometimes you have to do that.
Right. Sometimes you just need a mental release. You need like your own space, your own time, your own, to reflect on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to do that for my friends if I feel that they need it. But then when I'm feeling like you're going too deep into a hole, I'll do everything I can to try to pull you out of it.
Oh yeah.
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 I'm like, no, ma'am, you're going out with me tonight.
Yeah.
Make time.
Yeah. Or we'll be out. She'll drag. This is what she does, y'all. She'll drag me out somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm the type that like sits in the table in the back of the room and she'll come grab my hand and be like, come talk to. I'm like, ugh.
I do. I'm like, come talk to people. Come meet people. Come on.
Because I love talking and I love conversing with people. I just like a mutual ground. I'm not good at like willy-nilly, like, hey, hi, like you are.
Right.
Hi, like we went to the beach last weekend and she made like 3 new friends.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord.
I love it though. Like that's, I think that's what makes me so great at all the things that I'm doing too in my life, like real estate, my businesses, because that is building friendships and relationships, but also business maybe down the line.
Definitely.
Because I built that trust and that, connection with them early on just as a friend.
Mhm.
And then if they need me later in any kind of, entrepreneurship that I do, now they have that capability of connecting with me.
Most definitely. In any of the hats that you wear.
Yeah.
You wear many hats.
I do wear many hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like, I feel like that's the number one thing. And I feel like that is what makes you good at what you do and myself good at what I do, is that people are comfortable.
Yes.
People are comfortable talking to us.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit too comfortable.
Sometimes.
It's like, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you tell everybody that, or is it just me?
Yeah, right. If you want to ask that, but that's rude. Don't ask that.
Don't ask that question, but I want to sometimes. I'm like, I know you're just feeling really comfortable with me and you're just telling me this right now, but you probably are not telling everybody that comes across your path this. I guarantee it.
Yeah. But
there's no way.
I think that's another thing that has like made our friendship grow stronger, because I feel like if people are listening, they're like getting irritated because they want to know what we went through.
Right? I know, probably.
We'll have to come back for another episode.
Yeah, we'll have a continuance of talking with Cory about our past stuff, and I'll bring up some of mine too, so that you're not feeling just alone on it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
But I think that's one the number one things is that like when we first met, I was going through a lot of stuff, and I feel like even if you hadn't already been through similar things, I don't feel like you would have looked at me any kind of way.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was just something I was going through.
Right.
And that's how I look at people too. Like you could come up to me, and I've heard some crazy stories, and I've also done some crazy stuff. So like, who am I to judge?
Right. Exactly.
I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to be like, well, does that make you happy? And
Right.
depending on your answer, we'll go from there with the conversation.
Exactly.
Like, and if something you're doing is bad and it makes you happy, then I'm going to tell you about how it could be bad for you and give you some alternatives.
Yes. Some other things that you might be able to do instead of.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
But I love that you said that too, because that I feel like that's where our world is has become a lot more judgmental towards others. If they don't believe a certain thing, or if they don't participate in going to church, or those kinds of things, they will mentally block those people from being able to build connections with those that are different.
Yeah.
And that's not right. Like how are we going to learn anything new from somebody else if we don't get those different variety of people in our lives?
Because how boring would the world be if we were all the same?
No joke.
Like,
no
it would
joke.
be very, very, very boring.
Right. And not that I want to bring politics into this, but man, that Democrat and Republican, if you're not a Democrat, I can't be your friend. That is some BS. Come on now. Get over yourselves. Am I right?
Politics and religion.
Yeah, politics and religion.
Those
Two
are-
things you
yeah.
don't talk
Those
about.
I tell people I don't subscribe to either.
You know what?
I will
I
listen
talk about
to you,
it.
and I respect
Yes.
whatever you have going on.
Mhm.
That's fine. But if my beliefs are different than yours, and if I express my beliefs, and then right there we have a clashing problem, that's one of those situations where I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting anywhere with this. And I save my energy, and I will literally just close mouth, walk away. Like I didn't even exist, and not feel bad about it.
Right. I mean, I understand.
It's not worth
It's not worth it.
No.
And I agree with you on that.
Well,
If
I love a debate, a good debate.
yeah, absolutely.
Love a good debate.
Right.
But like I love to be like, prove me wrong. Teach me something.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
I love that. But like also I can maybe do that for you. But it's like people who are just they
Yeah.
got that closed mind mindset. Yeah, no.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I feel like and that's why I feel like friendships, like you want to be around those that are like-minded, but that doesn't mean that they have to believe or have the same opinion or have the same belief system or any of that as you do.
Mhm.
It just means that there's some things that they are like-minded about. They're passionate, maybe,
Mhm.
they're outgoing, or their drive is really, they've got a great drive. And so that helps drive you.
Mhm.
There are so many different of those attributes that different people in my life have
Mhm.
that I need.
Right.
I need that. I
To-
need them to
yeah.
be a part of my life to push me in that direction, regardless if they're a Democrat or Republican or Christian or Catholic or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of that stuff. What I care about is the person.
Right.
Those things don't define you.
No.
You being a Democrat does not define who you are.
No.
It's just how you believe, or some of your thought process.
Right.
That's it.
One thing that I like with my walk in life, like I have friends who I have a realtor friend right here who's also a life coach. Her name is Diana.
Yeah. That's right.
I have friends who have done 15 years in prison. I have friends who are stay-at-home moms. I have friends who do film editing. I have friends who drive trucks. I have friends who do eyelashes. I have friends who are sex workers. I have friends from all walks of life. Oop. I have friends from all, sorry, y'all, I hit the mic.
It's okay.
I have friends from all walks of life, and they all I have learned and can take something positive, and I feel hopefully give something positive to each one of those people in our individual friendships.
Absolutely.
And I love having a friend that you can call no matter what.
Right.
Like, you got a plumbing question, I got a friend for that.
Right.
You need to know something about the court system, I got a friend who unfortunately has probably been through that. You got a friend who is a psychiatrist. I know 2, 3 of those. Like,
right.
Different people from different walks of life. It's about the people, what they can give to you, and building that connection. I feel like that, honestly, I feel like that's the whole reason of the human experience.
Yes.
If we really want to get like with it.
Right. Like mind blown.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Human connection.
That's where it's at. That's what we're here for, to love each other, to connect.
Yeah. Or
to learn.
Or to decide that I don't love you.
Yeah.
And that's fine too, because now I know what I don't like.
Right.
That's
And I
one
can love you from a distance.
definitely love you from a
Yes,
distance.
yes.
I have a lot of people that I love from a distance in my life.
Yeah. Same.
I love you, but I love you over
there.
For sure.
That's
for
why we're
sure.
such good friends. I love it. We said it all at the same time.
Yep.
Over there. You just stay over
Definitely.
there. I'm gonna stay over here. I'm gonna do me. You do you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And
And that's okay.
I might see you once in a while. I have people that I know I can only talk to them for 20 minutes at a time
Right.
when I'm in a certain headspace. Guess what? I don't answer the phone if I'm not in that headspace because I don't want to leave an argument with that person. Like,
Right.
I feel like also part of being a good friend is like knowing who you are.
Yeah.
Or having a good idea of it because like who really knows who they are, but at least having a good foundation, like morals and values,
Right.
knowing who you are, what do you want out of life, and then building from there.
Absolutely. And having that growth, you need that growth in order
Mhm.
to continue to grow. Right.
Right.
So, and you might know who you are now, but tomorrow things are your mindset and your things that come into your life can change, can change you. So, but that's a good thing. That's what
Yeah.
we want. We want change.
Most
We
definitely.
don't want to be afraid of it.
No.
No, I agree.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It can be uncomfortable, but like I just live by like this rule that like I just don't try to do bad or put bad out because I don't want bad to come back to me. So even if I get into like an uncomfortable season, like right now I'm kind of in an uncomfortable season, but like I'm chilling. I'm fine. Like I'm like I haven't done anything bad to anybody lately to where this is leading to like a bad road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
an uncomfortable road because I've never seen this map before.
Right.
I've never been down this one. So it's a little uncomfortable, but I'm like, hey, yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. Just keep working toward good things, just being positive and be a good person.
Yes. They like it's hard to do or something,
I don't know. I guess.
But
I
it's
don't
really
think
not.
it's that hard to
I
do.
don't either. I don't think it is either. I think it's just past, a lot of, I feel like a lot of times, especially like, I know you've probably experienced this too with like running into people or building friendships with them, but then realizing that they are still continuing to live in their past.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they don't live in the present moment. They continue to live in the past and they're just like drowning in it.
Yeah. I mean, and like the professional role that I play as a therapist, it's really hard to continue friendships with those type of people like outside of work. Like when I'm at work, I can see you live in the cycle, reliving. I give you tools, we talk about it. You go out, you live your life. I'm not affected by it after you leave my office.
Right.
With friends though, it's irritating. And that's one thing I'm still like, if we're being honest, I'm struggling to deal with that. Like I hate seeing somebody go through the same thing and like you just want to shake them.
Uh-huh.
Hey, stop. Like, stop doing this. Just change. Like, not saying I have all the answers, but like, do something different. Like, here's 3 different things you could do different. Try it.
Yeah.
But they don't want to try it. And those are like those that kind of like that. That's what I would consider like a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Those are the kind that like, if I see you doing the same things, like, I'm not going to sit here and do that with you. That's boring.
No.
Like, I have my own same things I do.
You live in an insanity.
Between 8 and 11 p.m., I do the same thing. That's enough constant for me.
Right,
I don't want to have constant friendships. Like, I don't know. It's kind of a difficult thing to juggle with, especially with friendships, because then people don't feel like you're there for them or whatever. But it's like you kind of have to protect your own peace.
Absolutely.
That's essential. Because like if you're not protecting your own peace and you're allowing somebody to just bring you all the way down with their stuff with their hamster wheel life they've been reliving for 17 years, like what is that?
Yeah. You've been doing this for 17 years. Nothing's changed. Nothing's gotten better. So why do you continue to do that? Right? Why are you still, like you said, on that hamster wheel of insanity?
And then this is one thing that I did take from religion.
Okay.
Is that everybody has their lot.
There are a lot.
Like that's one thing I heard in church one time was that everybody has a lot. Like everybody has a job and a calling in life, things they're supposed to know, things they're supposed to learn within that lifetime. Right. So I have just told myself like, if somebody's going through something and they're constant, like if they can't rise up out of it, then that's what's for them. And if you know, even if they're not fine with that, like I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person that came across their eyes and their brain that was like, hey, do something different, you know, and they didn't hear to it. So like then that's their lot.
Yeah.
I let them do that. I let them have that. I feel like people are only meant for certain things in their lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have no desire to be a Hollywood actress.
Right. I would so do it.
I see if you would, I could care less. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like if they want to be, I don't know, make a bad situation.
So,
like married to a drug addict,
right,
or something.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a choice.
That is a choice.
I'm sorry. I love
or somebody that's abusive, even if it's just emotionally, or you know,
any level,
verbally, any level of abuse.
Now that's understandable
right.
of why you would say stay, you know, a little longer. But like if that's your choice, if you want to make that choice, that's your choice. I'm not going to sit here while you make bad choices.
Right. Or have to listen to it all the time. Like that's what, okay. So this is what affects me and some of my friendships, and why some of my friendships are now like, I love you from a distance, because they continue to talk about the problem, but never finding a solution, or never listening to some good advice that could help them with that solution.
Right. It's like, don't you get sick of hearing yourself?
Don't you?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Because I know, like, I'm a procrastinator, and sometimes I get to complain. You know, we're human. I get to complaining about certain stuff, and I'd be like, I'm tired of hearing myself complain about this. Let me stop. Let me fix it. Because I know everybody else probably is too.
Yeah.
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 That's another thing that will make you like a good friend, is if you, like, in your conversations with your friends, pick up on their cues and how they're talking to you. If they're like, oh, we're talking about this again, like switch it up, because they're probably getting tired of you.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I think a good way to attack that too, and what I've learned on how to attack that you know, that those kinds of conversations is, hey, you know what? We're singing the same song and dance right now.
Oh yeah,
we're singing the same song and dance. I've heard this already. Like, what are you going to do about it? You know? All right, we're about to go to a quick break, but then we will be right back. Hello, Tiffany. Good morning, by the way.
Hi, Tiffany.
We'll be right back to share some comments with you guys, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Out of dead carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the floor store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the floor store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the floor store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The floor store, they got you covered. Out of dead carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the floor store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the floor store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the floor store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store. They got you covered.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
That was great. All right.
Y'all got some groovy music.
We do. Yeah. We're trying to make a Monday amazing because it's Monday.
I say money making Monday.
Money making Monday. I like it.
Let's get to it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it.
Come do it. All right, let's not.
And if you don't have friends that can't do that with you, then you don't have the right friends. Okay.
Right. Oh,
Go
Lord.
back to the 80s and then like early 90s and stuff with the music. You say something and then it automatically triggers a song that reminds you of that word.
Oh,
One
yeah.
word. Could be just one word.
A word or
Like
a
waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. I love it.
Yep, exactly.
So those are the kind of friends that you need to look for, everybody. Okay. I'm
Make
just saying.
fun. Make fun in situations.
Yes.
Have fun. Life's too short not to have fun, man.
Right?
I see too many people out here miserable. Just have fun.
Exactly. Like she likes to show up to our band rehearsal because, like I said, like when she first moved here, I got her with all these connections and all these people. And it was, and that's what life is about bringing your new friends with your friends.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, there's something wrong.
Most definitely.
But
For real.
you were swimming in the pool with the kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I even go there when you're not there now.
Yeah, I know.
For years now.
I know. I'm like, oh,
Sabrina's my friend. Shout out to Sabrina if you're listening.
yeah, Sabrina. I know. It's funny because while you guys were out there in the pool, you and Sabrina were sitting there chatting, I think, and I was like, Sabrina stole my friend. Did you really? And Jesse started laughing, and he was like, "No, she didn't." I was like, "I know, it was a joke."
No, she did it.
No, she didn't.
Oh, you're funny.
I am funny. We both had to take a drink at the same
Sorry.
time.
I'm
Okay.
thirsty. I love water.
So
So drink water if you haven't today.
Yeah, drink water. Water is very important.
Take your vitamins. Too.
Absolutely. Self-love, self-care.
you.
Yeah. And if you're not self-loving and
Yeah.
self-caring for yourself, like that's going to be hard to keep friendships too.
Oh yeah, I feel
Right?
like if we want to get a little open,
Yeah.
like the times when I like seclude myself for like a few months, it's like I don't really take good care of myself either.
Yeah. We're trying to break that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, that's why I've been going to the gym and doing healthy stuff.
I know.
And going for walks outside.
I love it.
writing my feelings in a journal.
Yes. I need to do better about that.
Yeah,
I really do.
we all do.
Yeah. I think journaling is very essential and very important for your life.
It is.
It gets your thoughts out and gets you in the, it helps you to better understand what you're going through. Because
Just-
sometimes we don't get it, we're just going through the motion.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, life is fast. It's easy to get caught up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So like, I think journaling kind of takes you a step back and like helps you to realize, hey, this is what's going on in your head.
Well, just the psychology behind it, like that, the things it does for your brain when you use your hand,
Yeah.
and write things down on paper.
Right.
It's a lot more effective than talking to your phone about your feelings or texting them.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it does more for your brain.
Or sharing it with sometimes those that don't really care.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you do have that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing. That's another thing. I'm bad at this too. Because I get like so easily distracted. Like it's if I'm not like in a setting like when I do therapy with somebody, I'm like, okay, I have an hour, like everything else is turned off. We're sitting here, we're gonna talk for an hour. But like if I have a friend call me and they're like, I'm going through this, and I'm like doing the dishes and making a grilled cheese sandwich and feeding the dogs and doing laundry and putting away dishes, and I'm also on live stream, or I have 16 things going on, it's hard for me to sit down and like give that time to my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like
It's like right now is not a good time for me to talk to you. We're gonna talk later, okay? When I'm available.
Yeah, that or and make sure that they're okay, like in an okay headspace. So if somebody's calling you and they're like trying to rely on you, I know life's busy, but like if you're able to, if it's like in a true emergency for them, like take that time.
Yeah.
Even sit down, and if what they have is going to take 2 hours to talk about over a glass of wine on a Friday, like let them get it out on Tuesday for 20 minutes and then schedule Friday.
Yeah.
That's what makes a good friend.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mhm.
And I think that is important. And I know sometimes like you just may not absolutely have the time, but it's like, hey, look, I really can't do this right this second. And I apologize. You know, I'm there's something really tasking or how do you say that? Blah, blah, blah.
Tasking.
Yeah, tasking that I need to take care of right now.
Mhm.
So I will get back to you 100% as soon as possible, but just make sure you get back with that person.
Yeah.
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 So
You do that a lot.
I do. I do. I'm a busy girl.
She is very busy, y'all.
I am. I'm
no,
like,
but
I'm
she
sorry.
does always get back. That's
I
all
do.
right. That's all
I
right.
do. I do.
And I'm very
Thank
good
goodness for that.
She'll be like trying to tell me something. We'll be in a conversation, and she's like, "Oh, I got this person." I'll be like, "Okay, love you, bye," and just hang up really quick. handle your business too,
Yeah.
because also too, like I don't want to be selfish. Like that could be a good phone call for you.
Yeah.
And I'm just over here talking about going to the lake Saturday.
All right.
So handle your business. Support your friends in their dreams.
Are we talking about the last conversation we had when we were about to go to the lake?
Girl, I don't even know. that was in my head. That was hypothetical.
That was a fun day. That was a fun day.
That was a fun day.
But she
I'm
thought
still
everybody
itchy
thought I
from-
was her girlfriend because I wore a hat that she I wore this hat that she was like, "You look like you're like trying to be my girlfriend." I'm trying to be politically correct
You
right now.
You were looking a little butchy.
A little feminine butchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so wait.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what Tiffany said. Tiffany said, two respecting adults can discuss faith and politics. That's very true. Absolutely. And they can debate it and have, good facts between the two of them. And just
Oh,
make sure
yeah.
you're coming up with facts. And real friends will agree to disagree respectfully. If we all thought the same, what that would be boring. A robotic world we would live in. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
I love people that can sit there with a calm mind, body, and spirit and genuinely hear a difference in opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not always easy to do, especially
Oh,
if you feel really passionate or strong about something. I know I have been.
Or if you have a past with it
Oh, yeah.
and it gets triggering.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
It's good exercise.
Good exposure therapy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So, and that's the thing, like knowing your triggers.
Mhm.
So I'm still learning some of my triggers, to be honest, and you're going to continue to learn some of your triggers.
Oh yeah, lifelong stuff.
And let me ask you something. Actually, I was asked. This was said to me. Blah, blah, blah. This was said to me not that long ago. And I didn't say anything at the time. I let it go. But I had somebody tell me that triggers, like people with triggers, like they're just emo or whatever, and that's why they say triggers. No. You need to know your triggers.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's okay to say that you have triggers.
yeah, I think
we all
people
do.
just like triggers,
Mhm.
like the word makes
Mhm.
them like
Maybe because it
whatever.
like sounds so much like chiggers.
Texas. I don't know.
What's your thoughts on that?
I guess that I would look at that person and be like, okay, do you have emotional responses? I'm
Yeah.
kind of a smart aleck too.
Right.
You have emotion. Okay, that's a trigger. We can just change the word. Same thing.
Same
you
thing.
want to talk about your emotional responses?
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
But see, that's what he was referring to, is that we're too emotional. We're too the P word.
The P word.
The P word. I'm not going to say it. It's too early in the morning. That we're
It's not clicking.
the P word.
Oh, cats.
Cats.
See, no, okay. First of all, that I feel like that probably. Do you know that man pretty well?
Not really. It's just an acquaintance.
Okay, I feel like emotionally unaware people say things like that.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And a lot of men do have that kind of
Which is
attitude.
fine.
Yeah, because they've been grown up. They grew up to be, you're tough, strong.
Oh yeah.
Oh, me man.
Well,
hear me roar.
That, and then like if we just want to get down to the science of it all, men are not wired like women. Women
No.
are a lot more emotional.
We
But
are.
like if a man can just take that simple concept and understand it,
Yeah.
cool. Oh,
Right.
not just like, oh, she's just emotional right now.
Right.
Like
It's like, what'd you do to trigger her,
my,
man?
My woman has emotions. She feels this way about these things. I'm not going to invalidate her or tell her that she's wrong. Like,
Right.
you don't even necessarily, a lot of times we don't even need somebody to sit there and like tell us anything. Just like be there and bring me a slushie.
Yeah. Or a snow cone from Bahama Bucks, preferably.
Yeah, she loves Bahama Bucks.
I do love Bahama Bucks. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
I love that place. It's expensive, but I
Yes,
love
make sure
it.
you get your punch card.
I know. Well, they don't have the punch cards anymore. It's the app.
Oh, so I'm like, I don't go there.
You haven't been there in a minute.
I'm
And
cheap.
then we used to go. I used to have you and the kids go with me all the time.
Yeah, that's the only time we were away. I'm cheap.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm
I
not
understand.
paying
And there,
$25 for 3 snow cones.
I heard there's another snow cone place that I need to go check out. It's behind.
That's the ones where I go where the menu is not in English. That's where I go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Where's that?
cheaper up there.
Up there. Where's up there? Now we're talking about snow cones.
Friendship.
Friendship. We relate to snow cones.
Yep.
It is something we relate to.
Oh Lord.
I know it. But okay, so but back to what we were talking about the triggers. Like I feel like that is absolutely correct. I feel like you should be able to say triggers, and I feel like men should be able to understand they have triggers too. And
so that word trigger
Yeah.
is actually
a trigger.
Well,
Or can be.
it can be for people.
Yeah.
But that's actually like, so when I was 16 to 18, I was on heroin really bad. And when that's one of the only things I learned from rehab was trigger, right? I learned what triggers were.
Yeah.
And then what I would do is I would say out loud, trigger. Like, and that helped me, and it also helped people around me know what I was feeling at that moment, because they'd be like, "Why are you saying trigger?" I'd be like, because that spoon is on the floor and it should be like in a kitchen area, right? But it being on the floor triggered me at one point in my life because of my past, right? So like saying that out loud actually helped me be aware of the things to the point where it was like, oh, it'd just be like a spoon on the floor and I just pick it up, you know?
Right.
Like, it actually kind of helped me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that actually. Like, that's trigger.
Trigger. Just say trigger. And then it becomes like I have very morbid dark humor.
Yeah,
right?
you kind of do.
I do. I really do. So
and then my dirtiness.
Yeah, I'm dirty too. And be like, so it becomes like a point where, like, if you're like with a friend and they know what's going on, like with you in your recovery and things like that, you could be like, trigger, like something's triggering you, you know, and it becomes like funny.
Yeah.
Not even like to the point where you have to go like do 15 minutes of meditation, call your sponsor and your grandma, and then you know, you can't function till 7:00 that night. Like, just the point where you're like, oh, trigger, moving on with life.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I love that, because a lot of times we do hold on to things sometimes, and we could carry it out throughout our whole day.
yeah. And
you got to be able to let go.
And that, like, people like y'all can use that in any way. Anything that like triggers an emotional response from you in life. It doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol. It could be your ex-wife. It could be the lady at Quick Trip who, you know, for whatever reason doesn't say hello to you when you walk in every day, but says hello to everybody else, and you've noticed it and it bothers you.
Right. Or you open the door for somebody and they don't say thank you.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot lately.
Really?
Yes, I've heard that a lot, that people are getting frustrated with others because they'll open the door and then a few people will start coming in like they're the doormat, you know, or doorman, I guess, doorman, not doormat, but doorman.
Yeah.
And or woman, and nobody says thank you.
If I'm feeling feisty, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'd be like, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's like once a year.
Yeah.
Most of the time I don't get pressed over that.
Right. Me neither.
I mean, you just stand there and hold the damn door.
Right. I'm like, they're obviously in their own space right now. They're
You're
in the
welcome.
headspace. They're
And
hungry.
And that's the thing, is that right. People don't think about other people as much as people think they do.
No. They don't.
Like that, there's a word for it. Oh, I'm so mad I forgot it. It's like a
Ooh.
I'm never gonna remember it. I'm gonna think of it at like 6 o'clock tonight and text
right.
you.
You wanna Google it?
Get friends you can do that with. It's like a thing where, like, okay, so I'll give the example. Like when you're getting out of the pool, right?
Oh.
Like when as like a girl, when you're getting out of the pool, like you want to feel like all
I'll have to do that in a minute.
Okay. You
Yeah.
want to feel like everybody's looking at you, right? You're like, oh, I got to get my bathing suit, right? Make sure my left butt cheek's not hanging out or my boobies or, make sure my hair is cute and I don't look like George Washington. And like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, you want to get out of the pool and you like think everybody's looking at you.
Right.
Right. How many times have you actually like looked at somebody as they got out? Like, unless it was a handsome gentleman. But how many times have you ever like watched somebody get out of the pool and you're like, oh my God, look at this and that. Like people people don't take that mindset and apply it to yourself. Like you're not worried about what other people are doing. So like don't think everybody's worried about what you're doing because 9 chances out of 10, nobody's really even thinking about you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And we just jumped right into like this. And I did not read this really quick. I'm going to go ahead and read our commercial. Sorry about that, everybody. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch. And the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at JocoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-839-4245. Again, that's 844-839-4245. Be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com.
Joco Radio.
Joco Radio. I should have done that when we first started, but we just jumped right into the conversation.
And
that's how we are.
We get very excited around each other and we squirrel.
We do.
Do you want to explain to the people what squirreling is in case they don't
suffer
with squirrel syndrome?
Right. Okay. I'm going to explain what squirrel is. It is a gift. It is a gift. It's what keeps the party going.
Yeah, for real.
And keeps conversations going. I think we do, or we're able to keep the conversations going because of this. But no, really squirreling is where, you're right in the middle of a conversation and then all of a sudden something else pops into your brain and you're like, oh, I got to talk about this right now before I forget.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like how my brain functions. And I feel yours is the same way.
Yeah.
Because we've got severe ADHD.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got severe. I don't know if you've got severe.
I definitely have ADHD.
I think you have ADHD.
And a few other elemental P's.
Right. And that's okay.
A little razzle dazzle.
Right. And you know what? Honestly, that's why I said it's a gift. Because I really am trying to refrain from being or feeling like because of society, we feel like we have to put a label on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really working on myself on not feeling like I have to put a label on everything. Or like say that I have a specific symptom, like if I have something going on in my life, it's just part of what I'm going through. It's part of my experience.
Right.
Right. It doesn't have to necessarily have a label to it. Right.
No,
right.
No.
So that's why I call it a
but
gift.
it does help other people to understand. I think sometimes too.
Right. And I do. It's symbols and language is what we've learned, right?
Yeah.
And labels is what we've learned. So like it's like now like the pronouns be. I'm not going to be
LGBTQ plus.
Yeah, I'm not going to be ugly about it by no means, but I am going to say that I don't agree, and I'm entitled to my opinion.
You know what I say to people, and I have yet to get a negative response from this. I just say, and this goes politics, religion, LGBTQ plus things.
Yeah.
I just say I don't subscribe to that.
Right.
So if they try to get into it, like I'll listen to you, but like if you want me to participate in a conversation, you're not going to get anything from me.
Right. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So like I'll hear you. That's fine. I'll hear you.
Yeah, I'll listen, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not changing my language that I've learned and been speaking for my whole life.
Well,
I know 2 languages.
It's hard.
Yeah, I speak 2 languages, and in both of those languages, there is not that is not being added into my vocabulary just because they feel it needs to be.
Well, I have found, so I do work with clients who
Ooh, I want to hear.
They do identify as and I apologize if I offend anybody. I'm not meaning to.
Right.
They do identify as like a different pronoun, right? So this is a biological female sitting in front of me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Saying they want me to call them they.
I'd be like, what's your name?
I'm me, right? So like it's hard for me to refer to like when I say like they them, right? I think of more than one person, so I'm just confused. And I straight up will I've had multiple experiences with teenagers.
Okay.
the population that I work with.
Right.
So like where I just look at them and I'm like, my bad. I didn't mean, and they're fine.
Right.
I feel like as long as you're like, if people can tell if you're genuine, and I'm not like sitting here being like, ma'am,
Right.
ma'am, miss ma'am, to somebody
Yeah.
who's like, please call me they, them. You know what I'm saying? They don't, people don't, they're not easily offended, as I feel like, as long as you're like genuine,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Because it's hard. It's hard to remember that stuff. And then I just revert to my Texas. I'm like, I'm sorry, honey baby, pudding pie.
Yeah. Right.
You can always call somebody honey baby.
Yeah. It don't matter what you are. Yeah, exactly. But and that's the thing. Like it's, what's your name? But look, I'll tell them up front, this has been my language since I was born.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you have been able to change your language that quickly. I don't speak like you do, though, and I don't have that around me all the time to where it has become a constant in my language.
Yeah.
So
It's just all about having mutual understanding and respect.
absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
respect me and I'll respect you as a person.
Exactly. Exactly. Does not mean we have to conform.
And then you know
to-
what? If somebody gets like real extra with it and they're like, being offended is a choice.
It is.
You have to
Absolutely.
choose to be offended. So if they choose to be offended, I'm going to choose to walk away like I do not hear out of my ears.
Right.
We can do
That's it.
grab me,
Yeah.
make me
Exactly.
listen to you.
Right. Exactly. It's like,
Moving on.
yeah, moving on. Moving on. I'm not trying to offend nobody. Now, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think anybody means any ill will towards anybody.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
Like, we're not out to attack anyone,
I mean-
regardless of what your belief system is, regardless of what you decide to, if you decide to be, if a woman decides to be with a woman, a man decides to be with a man.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, none of that really is something that.
I want to take you back though for a second. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
I feel like I just lost it.
Oh no.
Girl.
Squirrel.
What did you say before that? Oh, you were like
No matter what,
no.
you okay.
People
Well, shoot, girl. Dang it. Can we rewind the track now?
For real. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I know I was talking about being offended.
Oh, people don't like people being mean. It was something about people.
Oh, yeah.
People don't have like ill
will towards anybody.
People
Yeah.
do.
Well, some do. You're right.
There are people like that.
Yeah, there are some people that are cruel, and they choose to be cruel.
They give no cares.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess nobody in my circle really is cruel. I haven't met anybody in my circle that's cruel.
But you've met people like that in your life.
I've met people in my
Correct.
life.
Yeah, I'm
experience,
not
yes.
keeping people like that around me.
Right. Exactly. And so like this is where we can talk more about toxic too.
Okay.
So like
She wants to talk about toxic. Eh?
yeah, toxic. So you have those toxic people that are in your life that have their moments of being amazing, and then they just turn on you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it keeps going back and forth like a roller coaster. That's toxic.
Yeah, like an abuse cycle.
Yes.
They will love you and shower you with gifts and tell you you're the best thing and do all the things that they know make you happy, because I feel like people like this, they study their people. They know what makes you happy, right? And they also know what makes you like very sad, so they'll do things and they'll shower you with gifts and compliments and even time sometimes, like
Mhm.
whatever gets you going good, they will give you those things. And then it will slowly trickle down, and then they'll do like or they be mean in whatever way, physically, mentally, like emotionally,
Yeah.
sexually abusive, and all those things.
Right.
Like they'll be abusive, and then they'll make you feel like you only have them.
Yeah.
Nobody else, because by that point they've already kind of secluded you. And then like right when you are about to break and you feel like you want to leave, that's when they come back in and they go all the way back to step one.
Yep.
They start showering you with all those gifts, love, time, and attention.
Right. Or start doing things that you had asked for them to do for years, maybe even.
Yeah.
And now they're finally doing some of those things, but they're still being ugly towards you,
and
because
then-
when their anger hits, or when they're not getting the attention that they want,
Yeah.
then it gets big. It can get bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this could go in friendships or relationships.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah. Like you could have friends that are like that. Like if you're sharing your attention with somebody else and your friend's been really nice sharing your gifts and you've been spending a lot of time with that person, but now you're like, okay, I just need a break from this person. So you take a break and you go hang out with somebody else. And now all of a sudden that friend is being just ugly towards you or talking smack to all your other friends about you and saying things that aren't true necessarily, or something like that, know, that's not a good friend.
No.
No.
That is a toxic person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Walk away. Say bye. Love you from a distance.
Yeah. No. And sometimes I don't even like to love people from a distance. Sometimes I just farewell.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes. And I have a few of those. I do.
Yeah.
I one that really hurt really bad, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess two.
Oh, we have
Two.
a few that hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two that hurt pretty bad. So the other thing that I know we wanted to talk about was dang it, now I scrolled and I lost it.
Girl, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
This is what happens when you get us together.
It is what happens. Like we're like, wait, okay. So no, it was really good. We were talking about it earlier and I wanted to bring it back up. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, we'll just go with spending time until it comes back to me, but spending time with your friends. So there's a healthy amount of time to spend with your friends, and then there's an unhealthy time to spend with your friends. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like every single thing in moderation.
Oh, I agree. Yes. That's why
Yeah.
we're good friends too.
Yeah. Everything in moderation.
Everything.
Yeah.
And don't feel like you have to text them or call them every day. But when you think about them, if you think about somebody, that is the most important time to text that person or call them.
Yeah. You just remind me I have somebody I need to text because that's like the fourth universal sign that I need to reach out to them. So I'm going to do it today.
You better. I'm holding you to it, ma'am. That's the other thing.
Man.
Holding your friendships and holding each other accountable is very huge as well.
Yeah.
Yes. So, that is the end of the show. Wow, that went so quick.
I did.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Cory, for being on the show with me. We're definitely going to have her back, and we're going to talk about, some actual real deep stuff next time. How about that?
We'll get into it.
All right, let's do it.
Bring
All
your
right.
tissues.
I'll bring mine for sure.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Oh.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County. Joco Community